Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This week, the Super Mario Galaxy movie arrives in cinemas. The film is a sequel to 2023's The Super Mario Bros. Movie. The film stars Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, and Keegan-Michael Key reprising their roles from the first film, and they are joined by Benny Safdie, Donald Glover, Glenn Powell, and Brie Larson. The film revolves around Mario, Luigi, and their friends who venture across outer space to rescue Princess Rosalina from Bowser Jr., who plans to utilize her power to conquer the galaxy. Whereas the first film was a bit of a more broad in what elements of the Mario franchise it adapted. So there was, Donkey Kong, there was bits of Donkey Kong, there was bits of Mario Kart. I believe there were the Tanuki suits from 3D World. That sort of stuff. But whereas this film is more of a direct adaptation of it. Is more directly taking from the Super Mario Galaxy movies, not movies, Super Mario Galaxy games, which are my Mario games because I grew up playing them. It finally introduces Yoshi, which is which is a character I really love, and the film also crosses over with the Star Fox video game series, which is another Nintendo series. Hang on. Never mind. Lagged. Yes, Glenn Powell plays the titular Star Fox from the Nintendo Star Fox video game series, so that's bringing you in because there's been a lot of talk for a long time about a Nintendo cinematic universe, like they're doing a live action Legend of Zelda, I know. But I know they would talk about an animated one and then doing Super Smash Bros. An animated Super Smash Bros. So it's going to be a lot of speculation from now on. So the film has received Super Mario Galaxy movie has received mixed reviews from critics, but so did the first film. Which is kind of standard for these types of films to get mixed reviews from critics, but they end up being popular with audiences, so it's one of those where kind of like critic opinions don't really matter. So I'm seeing it in a couple weeks, so it'll be like, it doesn't matter what I say. I don't really have any power anyway. But it'll do well regardless. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is in cinemas now. This week, The Housemaid arrived on home video. The film is an erotic psychological thriller from director Paul Feig and stars Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, and Brandon Sklenar. The film revolves around Sweeney's Millie, a young woman with a troubled past, when she becomes the live-in maid for a wealthy family whose household holds dark secrets. The film had good reviews, successful at the box office, especially as it followed in the footsteps of films like Fatal Attraction, Basic Instinct, two films I've never seen, but and to be honest, I was skeptical going into this film, as I'm not against the kind of roles that Sydney Sweeney made her name doing, like Euphoria, and that type of thing. But she's been so good. She's been so good lately in films like Immaculate and Christie, which broke her typecasting. So I thought, open mind. I know the film genre because it's based on a book. I know that I think the book as well. I've not read the book. I think both the film and the book are classified as an erotic thriller genre. But I thought the film was trying way too hard to be an erotic thriller. where everything it was doing, it made much more sense if the film was, like a survive the night horror film. Especially because the way Amanda Seyfried was portraying her character a lot in the early scenes was very much like a horror movie villain. It's like they had all the ingredients to make a decent horror film right there. They just were more interested in taking people's clothes off. Plus, with all the various twists and turns, there's a big reveal, and then there's another big reveal on top of each other. So it's just, and it just sort of comes out of nowhere. So you kind of think that one character's like this, but then they're actually like that because another character is two-faced. It's just when I think that twist was a bit bizarre. It didn't really make a lot of sense to have that. So it was just very bizarre. I didn't really gel with it, to be honest. I gave the film 2.5 stars out of 5. The Housemaid is on home video now, and a sequel is scheduled to hit cinemas in Christmas 2027, direct competition with Avengers Secret Wars. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be reviewing Song Sung Blue and Marcy Supreme. Have a happy Easter. See you next time.